Welcome and thank you so much for tuning into the Greatness School YouTube channel. The channel where diamonds come to meet fellow diamonds to sharpen each other to greatness. Indeed, you are a diamond. I am your brother Ambrose Weda Esq, lawyer, mentor, and author. Kindly listen carefully to this video and others on this channel. If you find them enlightening and sharpening, I request that you subscribe if you have not done so as yet. Click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Newer and more enlightening videos are forthcoming. You should not be left behind. You can also ask a question. Give us your feedback through a comment. You can also recommend to a friend, a fellow diamond. Thank you so much and welcome. Welcome to the Greatness School. On the Greatness Talk platform today, we want to look at how lawyers ruin their reputations via social media. How they denigrate themselves as they use social media. Social media are interactive computer-mediated technologies that facilitate creation or sharing of information, ideas, career interests, and other forms of expression via virtual communities and networks. And your reputation is how few people view you. It may be right, it may be wrong, but that is the reputation. Reputation is generated from the minds of those people who view you, other people, not your own mind, their mind. Generally, lawyers are held in very high esteem and also held to minimum standards expected of them. There are things you'd see somebody who is a lawyer doing and you say, wow, is that a lawyer? But a lawyer do that because higher standards are expected. People hold you in much higher, distinguished positions than you may even hold yourself. Lawyers are some of the people who are held to an ethical bar, ethical standards. The only profession in the world where they call each other learned friends, and they are called learned friends. No other profession. But in this, there are many ways that we are ruining ourselves, ruining our reputation, putting paid to our names via social media, especially Facebook. Today I'll discuss 9 ways in which we are ruining our reputation on Facebook and other social media platforms. And the need to look at it and to review. Number one of the ways in which we ruin our reputation, number 1, language errors, mistakes. These are basically grammar freaks, poor grammar, wrong spellings, wrong word structures. Somebody reads and say, wow, is this a lawyer or this is a 3rd grade student, PPP student? These things undermine your reputation on communication and gives a reflection on your ability, and it shows you are not able, or you are substandard, or half-baked. It undermines your intellect. It displays you, wrong grammar, wrong spelling, wrong language, displays you as of low intellect and poor learning. People read your posts with poorly crafted language, thinking that you are joking, but they look at it, they have never met you, so they say, this is a low caliber lawyer. Number 2, inappropriate photos. There's always a saying that a photo is worth 1,000 words. You may put a photo there, people scan it, they look at it and they interpret it. When I was in school, we used to do what is called map reading. You're given a map and then you read whether it is in rainy areas or within the equator, all those. And there's also photo interpretation. You read and you can see. Photos give accurate estimation of your thinking. Speaks more about you than what you write or say. And this, you will see some lawyers do what is called indecent exposure. Preoccupied with body parts, legs and nails and neck and hairstyle and all these things. You look at them and you say, wow. From the photos you make or take, one can estimate your caliber. Because what you quite often focus on and talk about shows how your mind is crafted, what is loaded in your mind. If your mind is loaded with photos of food and dancing and your nails and your hair, you can see, and no intellectual post. That is what we view you to be, and you end up ruining your reputation. Number 3, offensive posts. These are posts that are calculated to annoy, to embarrass, to demean, to undermine, to abuse, to insult. Offensive posts. You make these posts and people estimate who you are, your caliber, your character, your emotions. There are also offensive jokes, insensitive comments, lies, exaggerations, insults, gender-based biases, racial biases, religious biases, taking advantage of human tragedy, love for negative posts and negativity. It reduces you in the estimation of the right-thinking members of society, what will be called a reasonable man or a reasonable woman. You may defend it and say, I am free to do whatever, but when somebody sees your post, somebody who's never met you, you'll be able to say, this one is a joker, this one is a fool, this one is too negative for life. That is how, as a professional, you ruin your reputation. Number 4. This is very interesting. It's called absence. There are some lawyers who are 101% out of the social media. They are not on Facebook, they are not on Twitter, they are not on Instagram, they are not, they don't even send email, and so on and so forth. In our modern world, not being on any of these platforms tells a story. It shows, number 1, that you may not be techno-savvy. It shows you may be shy. It shows you may have nothing to show the world. It shows you are recluse. In fact, these days, one of the due diligence being done of people, even when you go for a visa to these countries like Britain, America, is to check your presence on social media and your posts. If you are totally absent, it speaks negatively. More because these are modern communication channels, and therefore they form standard reference. Absence speaks loudly. In fact, to say it bluntly, the younger people say you are old school, archaic, and therefore this will deny you very many opportunities. This will show that you also do not want to grow in humanity, because when you are not able to share knowledge, experience, so that we also learn from you, then absence also speaks very, very negative of you. This is where absence speaks louder than presence. Number 5, being on social media without a social media plan, lacking social media plan. You are there, but you have no head or tail. You have no clear reason why you are there. Today you post yourself eating ugali, another day you post yourself dancing, another day you post yourself swimming, another one you post all sorts of salacious information. You post anything and everything. Your posts are random and are mixed up. It shows disorganization, insincerity, and ignorance. Lack of clear strategy is dangerous. You project yourself as a mixed up personality. So if somebody then learns and says, this mixed up fellow, he's a lawyer, say he must be a lawyer of lower quality. Number 6, rumor mongering. This is posting or forwarding unverified information, lies, hilarious texts or videos, You have a penchant for spreading gossip, making wild claims which turns out to be white lies or black lies or yellow lies. You abuse free speech. In other words, you make factual free speech without factual basis. You lie. You make alarmist statements and posts. That's what is called rumormongering. And all this, you look and say, wow, is this a lawyer? What makes it funny and bad is that you are a lawyer. So somebody looks and says, if this lawyer can do this, then he or she is not a lawyer. What his or her soul? What being called a lawyer? Number 7, displaying ignorance. This one, your posts are of shallow content. They are careless posts. You make contributions that shows that you are ignorant, you are empty, you know little or nothing on matters of substance. Critical matters, you are not there, or you know very little. In other words, when your posts are looked at, they are unbefitting a lawyer of serious standing. People will judge you. They look at you, they see you are a lawyer, but they look at your posts and they look pedestrian, backstreet, low caliber. Posts unbefitting of a lawyer. It displays ignorance and takes away respect from you. Attacks the level of trust people can have in you. In other words, you embarrass yourself, but you never know. So other people look at you and they look at you with contempt because you have displayed ignorance on the world platform. Number 8, bad timing. Something good at the wrong time will also make it bad. Some posts are done out of context. Some posts are done at the wrong time. They are good posts, but they are done at the wrong time. Making a good post at the wrong time can change its meaning. Bad timing can leave you with an egg in the face. So counter-check your posts, check the timing always. Bad timing can give you a bad reputation. You post the right thing, but at the wrong time. Number 9, and this is very common, puffed up image. Projecting a false version of yourself, an inflated image of yourself. People tend to select things and they look brilliant, they look able, they look well done. Kumbe, it is all fake. Fakeness. When you attend a function in a 5-star hotel, you take photos. You take photos of the food you are eating, you project that as that is your lifestyle. If you hike a lift in a serious limousine, you take photos, that is your lifestyle. Kumbe, it is just puffed up. In other words, you have 2 versions of yourself, the real you and the fake you of the social media. You falsify your status. You are reflecting things you are not. On your page, you have set out education qualifications you don't have. You set out things you have never done. You are faking things up. Under the other, fake it until you achieve it. But I dare tell you that a fake foundation, a false foundation, will always collapse, however big the building is. When you are busted, you lose reputation. Because there are those who do not know you who will swallow the puffed up reputation. But there are those who know you who will pierce that reputation. And when it busts, these others will know you and they know you are fake, you are unreliable, you are untrustworthy. Any discrepancy in what you display vis-a-vis the reality will hurt you. Those who know you well, they frown. Puffed up image displays you as dishonest and it ruins your reputation. In conclusion, the co-founder and CEO of Facebook himself, Mark Zuckerberg, said this, and I dare ask, what are you building yourself? He said this, and I ask you, build a reputation based on reality and respect. He said this, and I quote, think about what people are doing on Facebook today. They are keeping up with their friends and family, but they are also building an image and an identity for themselves, which in a sense is their brand. They are connecting with their audience that they want to connect to. It is almost a disadvantage if you are not on it now. End of quote. Think about this. Thank you, and God bless you.